Welcome friends, welcome back to the kitchen, welcome back to Cocktails After Dark. In front of me are 2 bottles of Dubonnet. One of the things that I understand from the comment section is that a lot of people don't get that even though a bottle has the same brand name on it, and this happens across alcohol categories, even though it has the same brand name on it, the liquid inside is not the same depending on your geographical location on the planet. And this goes for all alcohols. They sometimes change the alcohol content if they're going to sell it in the United States or sell it in Canada or sell it in England, all of those sorts of things. They'll change the amount of alcohol, they'll change the formula, and it may not actually be made in the same distillery, which is the case for Dubonnet. The entire planet, with the exception of the United States, gets what's in this bottle made in France. In the United States, and only in the United States, they get what's inside this bottle made in Kentucky. Slightly different formula, apparently. We're going to do a taste test and figure that out. Slightly different formula and different alcohol content. The American alcohol content is 19% by volume. The rest of the world is 14.9. And I don't know what other changes there are, what other differences there are other than price. Got this in Little Rock, Arkansas last week, and it was $19.99 US. Picked this up today in Toronto, $16.49 Canadian. And I'll put up the exchange rates. So the one from France was cheaper. So this is how it's going to work. I've got 2 glasses. I'm going to pour the 2 glasses. I'm going to turn them around. I'm going to leave the studio. Julie's going to come into the studio. She's going to turn them around, and then I'll come back and we'll do a blind taste test. Crack open the American version. And should have done this off camera. Ooh. Okay, so I've already forgotten which is which because I've been twisting them around so much. I did notice a slight difference in the color and clarity when I was pouring them. So I might be able to figure it out. There we go. I'm going to leave. Julie's going to come in. Okay, Jules.
Hang on, my turn. Hi. All right, so my instructions are to just, I don't think it matters. Okay, I'm going with that. All right, Glenn.
Okay. Dubonnet from America, Dubonnet from the rest of the world, made in France. It was very funny in the liquor store that I went, well, the first liquor store I went to, they didn't have it. Second liquor store that I went to with Brett, they had it, and the guy behind the counter looks at Brett, my cousin Brett, and I, what are you two going to do? I can't do the accent, but what are you two going to do with that? And so I explained it to him, and he kind of looked at me with this smirk on his face, and he goes, I bet you the one from France tastes better. And then I went and looked for it in the Kroger, when we went into the Kroger. Yeah. I couldn't find it there either. Anyway, give it a shot.
I've never had Dubonnet, so this is kind of a new, it's a very rich smell, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see how it's an after aperitif kind of.
So the main ingredient, historically,
I'm gonna have a swig of tea.
Can I have some tea? Oh, I should probably do it too. Technically, this is a cantina. It's a fortified wine. It's a fortified wine called a cantina because it has cinchona bark, which is quinine.
It smells similar.
So I get a Welch's grape juice smell on the nose. Do you get that? Like it's really grape forward. Oh, this one's more grape forward. This one is more grape forward. We should keep them on the same side.
So we don't get...
I know, so we don't... Okay, so this one is more grape forward to me on the nose.
Okay, that's on that side. Okay. Yes, that one you said is more grape forward?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to hold it so I can't see.
I need to taste the one on the right again.
Huh. Okay.
It's hard to describe how they're different. It's subtle. This one, it's a very subtle difference, but it is different.
Yes. Okay, so this one I get a really big purple jammy grape, Welch's grape juice nose. But there's no real flavor to carry that through. But I do get the heat of the alcohol. This one, less on the nose, but a rounder,
Yeah.
or much rounder flavor. Little stab of bitter, but not that much from the Cinchona.
Although it has a different mouthfeel to it.
And it has a
I think
different-
that's the part that
It does have a different
something
mouth-
very different about it.
Yes. And I already know which one is which. I know which one I prefer.
I think this is the more pleasant flavor. This one has a bit of a bite to it.
Yeah.
I think if you were mixing a drink, I don't think it would matter.
No, I don't
I
think
don't.
it-
I
I
don't
don't-
matter. But if you were going to sit down,
Have this over
If you-
ice. Have
yes.
it over ice or with what is it?
if this is your post dinner aperitif that you had
Yeah.
before bedtime, this would be the choice that I
This
would.
would be my choice, and I think this would go much better in a glass with fizzy water.
Yeah.
As a what do they call that?
Long.
It's a long
drink?
drink. It's a long drink, but there's another name for it too. Obviously, you can tell this is not a serious cocktail show. So
We're learning. We are a learning cocktail show.
yes,
We are not experts.
let's-
I'm not sure if you've noticed.
let's try everything and figure it out. And I think that's important because that should be everybody's experience rather than just listening to the guy with the handlebar mustache and the vest telling you what you're supposed to do. So when I poured them, I noticed a very obvious difference.
They
in
do
what
have
they
a
look-
different clarity and
Yeah.
color.
This one is much clearer,
Yes.
much more red, brighter. I would describe it as brighter. This one is a little bit, not cloudy, but cloudy.
You'd almost think that it was.
It's almost like a port. You know when you pour a port and it's got that,
Got that
sort
little
of
brown-
that tawny
it's not
brown,
brown, but
color?
yeah.
So
No.
I'm going to say this is the American one and this is the France.
Okay, so
rest
now
of
that
the
we've
world.
discussed this all so intently, I don't know that I would just casually drink either of them. I would not. I don't think I would just say, you know what I really want?
I want a Dubonnet.
I want a little Dubonnet.
Bring me a Dubonnet.
I'm also not someone who's going to say I'd like a brandy or a sherry
No.
or a Dubonnet. They're just not my thing. But they're probably really good in a cocktail.
So I think there's a difference. This is the American one. U.S.
Yep, you are correct.
This is the French one. Rest of world.
I don't know what that, anyway.
There is a difference, but I don't know that if you taste them in isolation. If someone just sort of handed me one and said, "Is this the one from France or the one from Bardstown, Kentucky?" I would only be able to know by looking at it and saying,
And even then, you're just guessing. You've got
Yeah.
a 50-50 chance.
"Yeah, yeah." It's not as different as the pundits on the internet had led me to believe.
There you go, the internet.
The internet.
Yeah. Who believes those people?
Okay, so what we're gonna do now that we have two big bottles of Dubonnet is we're gonna do some
some cocktails.
We're going to do some cocktails over the course of the year. We're actually going to do them over the course of this afternoon, but as you know, we do these in a batch. Over the course of 2024, you will see us make cocktails with the American and the French one and then compare them because they may react completely differently
with
in
whatever.
in a cocktail.
That is the unpredictable thing, right?
You don't know how it's going to work out. So,
Right.
hope you learned something about Dubonnet. Take a look at the other alcohol in your cabinet and realize that it is not the same everywhere you travel in the world. Much like this. Thanks for stopping by. See you again soon.